Hello, Virgo. This is Lisa from The Right Guidance, here to bring in your extended love reading for November 2019. I felt compelled to start almost all over again and just focus on love and relationships. So we're going to work with two decks, both really big decks. First one, the Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland. And then for any clarifiers I might need, I'm going to use the Angel Tarot cards by During Virtue. Okay, so asking for the collective of all Virgos, sun, moon, and rising sign, of course. I never specify because I'm like, whatever you feel you are, go with it. My twins were supposed to be born, their due date was September 11th, but they were born in August prematurely. But I still see my boys as being very Virgo. So whatever you feel strongly, go for that. So love and relationships. I know there's a lot of people coming out of karmic relationships. The relationship that taught you the most, that was probably the most difficult. Processes, so a lot of processes, you know, that you went through learning about yourself and about other people. I'm not going to pull these cards as of yet, but you need to take that time for introspection. You need to take that quiet time to process. And that goes for both male and female. I think the males usually are a little bit better about distancing themselves and processing than us girls. I've been doing really well lately, but I would encourage you to take some time and step away and go into a nature setting to ground yourself as much as humanly possible, because at least, you know, with us being an earth sign, I need to go to water. I also love being in a forest. So wherever you need to go, go, okay? The first message that came through is asking you to balance your energy out, okay? So you are an individual, and of course you could be coming into a partnership in this November, or thinking about, you know, for those of you who are single or newly single, you could be thinking about blending energies with someone, which would mean joining forces. And of course, you blend your energy when you become involved in a romantic relationship. You do tend to tether cords to one another. So they're saying to be very mindful of balance, to make sure there's balance, give and receive, that you're not the one who's giving or doing all the planning or doing all the extending, to make sure there's a balance. And if not, to have that dialogue, okay? When I do the Angel Tarot cards, I'm going to ask specifically for signs to come out. So if you are wondering, you know, for those of you who haven't said, you know, maybe reached out, if you're wondering if the person's the one, maybe if I pull some signs, that might help clarify for some of you who may need it. All right. So these are major arcanas, like the ones with the black rims. So, you know, big changes, lots of changes happening for our sign of Virgo. But, you know, see here in the heart of the earth. Okay, so when you are grounding yourself, there are a lot of great ones on YouTube. I will be recording one this week. But it is about tethering yourself to the core of the earth. And that way, when you're releasing past energies, which you should do, you could look up cord cutting. I've got a video down below for that, but you need to release all that toxic, I'm not going to say it. I'm just not going to do it. Anything toxic from that relationship, or any, you know, if you guys were fighting, that's a lower vibration that's stuck inside and it needs to go. So do some purging, but make sure you're connecting and to embrace the light and to embrace life. So if you find yourself, you know, hiding in your four walls, or just socializing when you have to socialize for work, but actually not producing a life for yourself where you actually are, you know, giving love a chance, or asking you to embrace that. So see, the brightest color around is red, which some associate with love and passion, and of course the fire, hopefully. Okay, so ground yourself and get rid of anything that's holding you back. Do not enter into a new relationship with someone with, you know, because they're gonna drink from that muddy cup too, and then good luck to both of you. Okay, another major arcana, again, asking you to go into, my finger is blocking that, go into nature and nurture yourself. Okay, so okay, they're actually encouraging us to nurture ourselves by purified water, and maybe, you know, if you want to bless the water, but rehydrating yourself. So some of you are getting over colds, or have happy winter coming in. But they're saying like there needs to be like a liquid, or more so as a liquid diet. So like greens. Okay. You know that store Freshie where they make all those drinks and things like that? If you're watching from the States, forgive me, but there's lots of places that produce those amazing nutrient-dense shakes. Okay. They're like whichever one your eye is drawn to. So if you're like, I don't know, you know how we overthink things? They want to make it really clear that if you're drawn to the red one in the picture, to go for the red one. It's whatever antioxidants you need, or whatever replenishing that your body needs if you are getting over a cold, or to put the matcha green powder in your smoothies if you need to do that for your antioxidants. So I'm going to stop being very motherly in that way. Okay, so see here, this is a really cool card, obviously asking you to, the card's message is to just breathe. But see here, she's looking at her reflection. So you might be doing some you know, how you see yourself kind of work. Okay, it's really important that you love on yourself as much as possible in this time. Okay, really important. Okay, so when processing anything, a loss, a job loss, there might be a loss, you might not be around loss at all, and if you're not, congratulations. Okay, but we should always be looking at ourselves and ways to improve ourselves and our character. So it's about looking at the reflection. What do you see looking back at you? Do you need to ask for forgiveness? Do you need to do you need to make an apology? Whatever you need to do. Like if you're seeing something and you're not happy with what you see looking back, but if you are happy with what you're seeing looking back, is to extend that love. And to how do you love yourself? By treating yourself really kindly, by getting adequate rest. Some of you are drinking alcohol. Okay. They want to say that red drink wasn't wine. Okay. Some of you are drinking. They're very chatty today, so I'm sorry. I am a medium. Okay. Some of you you might be, when you're looking in the mirror, you might not be happy because of what you're putting in your body. So if this is alcohol related, some of you, might be prescription. Some of you might be doing things to help yourself sleep. So if you're having a hard time sleeping with yourself, if there's something on your mind, you're not happy how you handle something, then communicate that to whoever you need to make amends where necessary as well. But you're human, you're having an experience here in this earth school, just to be patient with yourself and be kind to yourself. But, do what you have to do. So go into nature, ground out that energy. If you just feel like it's someone else's energy weighing on you, cut the course of that person, wish them well, and then be done with it. Okay. I don't normally look at the cards, but for some reason I put them down facing up. Okay. Share the love. Okay. And this is about extending. So see in his hand, he's got, a heartstone. Okay. Sharing the love means extending yourself. Okay. Extending yourself more so than you have been lately, or maybe you haven't been sending out love. Maybe you haven't been sending out lots of messages of kindness and love, and that will really energize your spirit, because you want people to see your spirit as kind and loving and helpful, and being a mentor for those of you who have that opportunity to be a mentor and to help someone. Or if someone crosses your mind and maybe, you haven't checked in with them lately, this is you extending the love, extending your thoughts, extending, if you know people who've been going through, okay. So some of you know people who have undergone surgery. That person's seriously stressed out. And maybe if you're a humorous person, you can walk in there and just change the mood. So maybe you should have a visit. You don't think you should visit because you think that's family, but your guides are saying, go show your support. You're not going there as someone, if this is someone you work with, just, bring some cards, do something fun, and just change that person's outlook, because if it's a serious time for them, this could be someone who's lost somebody. I'm going to start rambling because they just keep showing me things and I just want to get it out. Yeah, it's about take a deck of cards with you, play some cards with someone, or, okay, for you guys, sorry, they're doing a lot of chatting today. For you guys I shouldn't just say guys because my best friend, she loves poker, but you could hold a poker game. You could do something to invite people over, and it's about, having people over, having some food, having some drink, and just having some camaraderie and some fun times. And again, it could be with people you work with, but it could be just with friends who, might need just a change of scenery. Maybe they're going through something. I'm going to keep moving. Okay. So teaching. Okay. Well, in relationships, what do you allow people to know about you? We're pretty private people. This I know for sure. We don't tend to share a lot about ourselves and our true feelings. And, it's a teachable moment. So when you find you can bond with someone, or, for those of you who aren't in a relationship or going to be putting yourself in that relationship, you want to ask for someone who you're looking for. You want to ask specifically for the type of person. So that way, and it could be when they mirror back at you, they bring out the best in you. So maybe when you're in relationship with someone and you just can't wait to talk to them again, or you just feel so connected, it's maybe because they bring out the very best in you. And maybe, in those moments, you're teaching them a lot about you. You're giving of personal information. You're giving of maybe even some traumas that you went through, and you're sharing, you're opening your heart so that you can share the best part of you, and letting that person totally understand who you are and what your journey's been like so far. And you're not coming from a place of drama, because we don't tend to be like that, but you're just letting someone know exactly like what your journey's been like so far, what you've learned about yourself. And you can come off like, this is what I learned about myself, in my last serious relationship, in my marriage, in my journey with whatever title you walk around sporting. But, this is what I've learned. And this is what, you can share kind of like your dreams. This is what I'm looking to do going forward, because, when you're with a partner, they should be inspiring you and supporting you and giving you ideas too, right? On how to, okay. Some of you have projects in your mind. I mean, I always have projects in my mind, and it is about having, so perhaps a partner who's coming in is someone that you're actually able to communicate that with, because I think, I mean, I can only speak for me. When I'm designing things, nobody really knows about it. I don't tell anybody, but it would be nice to. It would be nice to have someone to, you're not collaborating because it's not something you're doing together, but you guys are a team, and you should be a team. And maybe you're looking for someone who, you can say, this is what I'm working on. Like, what's the feminine aspect of that, or what's the male aspect of that, or where do you think I'm missing? What key element might be missing? And you're asking for feedback because you really respect that person you're with. So, teachable moments, learning about you constantly, taking the lead, taking the power in your own hands, if that means communicating. But it's a purple card, so it's using your intuition too. And perhaps, wow, they are just so chatty today. Sorry, I must look like a fool. Sorry, guys, just give me a sec. Okay, so what they're basically saying is they are communicating with us through our intuition on what the next step needs to be. And this because I've asked specifically for relationships. So if there's someone that you have your mind's eye on, if there's someone that you're curious about, if there's someone you wanted to ask on a date, if there's something you wanted to do with your already partner, for those of you who are partnered, they want you to take the lead without asking for permission. So not that you should ask for permission for you guys in marriage, you just do stuff. But so it's like more like a surprise is what they kind of meant by that. So it could be like planning a trip and not telling the person. It could be just something that's a surprise. They want you to take the lead and use your intuition. So if it's taking the lead to plan a date and then telling someone that you're picking them up and then off you go, it's just something that's like totally out of your character. But they want you to take the lead on whatever, because there's like a whack of guides. So I'm not sure how many views we're going to get here, but it's a collective like ganging up on all of us. So whatever's coming through your intuition, and they mean in everything, not just in relationship. This is a really, really powerful time, they're trying to say, because you see how, we hold the power in our hand, okay? So like if I'm holding my hand, it kind of matches the left hand. The left hand is receiving from the divine, receiving from our guides, source, spirit, whatever you want to call them all. But this is, you could ask for clarity too. You could ask for a sign. So taking the lead in whatever you want, because the last card from this deck is the third eye chakra, bang, right there. And you could, even when you guys do a meditation, you can ask them to clear. This is your psychic vision, right? Which we all have. Some of us tune it, well, some of us let it lay dormant. But this is about you clearing that energy so you can see better, hear better. You can ask for, your ear chakras to be fine-tuned so you can hear your guides and hear the voice of your higher self. But it's really about, you see both purple, right? Using your intuition, using your psychic vision, using that. So they're doing they're doing that to a lot of us in dream time. I know I usually wake up with songs. They give me songs as messages sometimes when I sleep. They like waking me up at all times. But if you're being woken up by something, songs or your guides or someone, then what is it that's on your mind, and then to take the lead in that situation. Okay, let's work with the Angel Tarot cards, and I'm going to invite our guides to, so there are certain signs in tarot that represent like earth sign, air sign, fire sign, water sign. And then there are certain major arcana signs that represent certain signs. So if you've got someone on your mind, and if their sign comes up, it could be the clarity of that. I'm still going to probably read this as a message though. So whatever still comes up, I'm still going to use it as a reading. Okay. And then we'll see what they come. Okay. So Queen of Fire, an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius woman. I have a feeling you're leaving. It could be a fire sign. It doesn't have to be a woman, but you're leaving a fire sign. So an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius person. Okay, her being the queen, she's fiery, and she's, I don't want to say that word. She's a dictator. She's very controlling, and she, if you're attracted to that, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say like you're leaving that person. You could be totally attracted to someone who is bossy beyond measure though, like not in an assertive, good businesswoman, and it doesn't have to be a woman, right? It's just, someone who's fierce, someone who, they're not soft and mushy and loving and cuddly and all that. That's not this person. So if you have someone, and like I said, I initially said you're leaving that person, but if you're totally into someone, a female, more than likely of that sign, all the power to you. All right, a water sign is a Cancer, Scorpio, or a Pisces. And the Three of Cups is actually a really beautiful card. It is the card, and it doesn't mean that you have to associate that with a water sign. It's just, this is a celebration card, okay? So it could be, you having, for those of you partnered, you are celebrating, you could be going to a wedding, you could be going to a big bash, you could be planning a celebration, you could be, again, that planning of the surprise that I was talking about earlier, that I was channeling in from our guides. But, it is about overextending too, for those of you who, are going to be joining in partnership or dating. It's about, creating something that's really wonderful, that's going to kind of take that person by surprise. It is the need to have more fun. It is getting beyond your four walls. It is getting beyond work you, mom and dad you. Don't forget you were a single person at one time. So it's like whatever you feel compelled. It could be like that poker game. It could be like planning an outing with friends, going to a sporting event, jumping on a plane and going to a sporting event, or just doing something, and you might not think the person you're interested would want to go to the sporting event, but just like take them anyways, right? Because if they don't know the sport, you can teach them. I actually learned about football by going on a date with a guy who was, doesn't matter. He was known, and he took me to the Argos game, and I got schooled really good. So yeah, you could go to a sporting event and totally get schooled if you feel like extending. So again, a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces in water sign. This is the moving on card though, right? So you could be moving on from a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. So if you were thinking about ending something, this could be a clarifier for you. Okay, they want you to move on from the way you have been living your life. So if you've been very introverted lately, like maybe you're extroverted at work, and then when you get home, you're just like, no. They want you to move on from that way of living. The way you've been living your life is not serving your heart center. Okay. I keep bringing up that juicing stuff. So I don't know if you're like juicing or you're trying to go on a liquid diet, or, you feel you've gained weight. Stop the judgment. Don't look in the mirror and just see that, because we're more than that. I'd love to lose 100 pounds too. But it is looking for something more meaningful in life. So there is more to life than what you're presently experiencing, and you have to assertively put yourself out there and extend your reach to whoever your intuition is showing you that you want to spend time with, because your person or your chords or your energy is projecting. You know who you want, and like, just get off your ass. Okay, another fire sign card. So an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius again, and you could be close to that sign as well. This is you standing your ground. This is like you are being assertive. So if you are ending something, or this could be at work too, maybe you're having to defend something you did, standing your ground. If you're negotiating, they say, if any of you are doing negotiations, don't compromise. So if you guys are, maybe some of you are buying a house. Okay. If you're making a big purchase and you want it for a price, and then like people are haggling, just be firm. Because if it's something that you want, claim it. Let me grab it by the balls. Claim it, and then just see what happens. If something's meant to be yours, it will. And yeah, they're just saying, like, choose your battles wisely though. So if you find there's challenges coming your way, delays coming your way, conflicts, decide, am I going to take part in this? Am I going to feed it? I would say don't. The old me totally would. This is me, no. Absolutely not. And then we have a fellow earth sign, okay? An earth sign is a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, okay? And I love this picture. She's an old and beautiful tree, and it sounds maybe lame. We have a beautiful dog park where I live, and there's a tree that must be hundreds, plural, of years old, and it's a tree that, I usually go and I study under. I sit on its roots, but I find like I take in a lot of information. So this could be someone, a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo person that you see as very wise, as very knowledgeable, that you respect, that has, or that you feel like your roots are there. It could be, but it's about, your seeds are well planted with this person, or, it's meant to be. So it could be like very much like a soulmate connection. So you feel like when you're with or around that person in their orbit, you're very grounded, like a tree. Okay, so you feel very calm around them. So, there's a possibility, I guess, you're worried about this connection. So it's just a matter of, like, again, grabbing it by the balls. Sorry, I'm just looking at something here. Okay. They were directing something. I have my workbook here. Okay, so this is a time of positive change, because our last card is the Wheel of Fortune. Now, for my male viewers, check out dude here in the card. Okay, he's standing firm. Okay, and these are, either your luck is changing, because I've asked for this to be a love relationship. So maybe you haven't been lucky in love, or maybe, your love life in the last 10 years. I don't know why they just said that in the last 10 years. I can relate to that. Has been up and down, up and down, up and down, and not firmly planted. So it could be, again, about very much about rooting yourself where you want to have growth. So in love, who do you want to grow old with? Who do you want to plant a future with? And, you know, again, your seeds are already well planted either with this person. So it could be somebody you already know. But this is fortune's on your side. So this is, you know, whatever decision you do make, the wheel of fortune is going to now turn upright. So if you've not felt lucky, if your relationships in the past have not worked out for you, you know, your luck is about to change. So there we go. Really? Okay, I have another deck here. They're just like 2 more cards. I'm sorry. We're already at the 25-minute mark. But it was my intention to go a little bit more in depth. So if you're bored of me, I'm sorry. You can give me a thumbs down. I don't care. Okay, so there's just 2 more cards they wanted me to... Oh, okay. Oh, really? Okay, this is for some... Oh, thank you. They're very good today. I should just like read for the rest of my day, apparently. Okay, this is for 2 of you only. So if this stings or this resonates, I'm so sorry. I'm the messenger. I wasn't planning on using this deck, but this is... Okay, so there's 2 cards. First one's the infidelity card. So if you have been suspecting your partner is stepping out and you wanted clarity, here you go. And you can no longer try to make this work, because you see here we have the card's title is Problem, and it's like square peg round hole. This is not going to work any longer. Maybe you guys have been trying to fix the relationship due to an infidelity, and it's not going to happen. Okay, so if you've been trying, and it's not working, you need to do all your processes and let that go. Could be that karmic relationship I was talking about earlier that needs to go. That person has a new person would be waiting, and you would have a new person that would be, you know, on deck as well. And remember, you have the Wheel of Fortune card, right? So whoever needed to hear that final bit, I'm sorry. Sorry to be the messenger on that. But, you know, I can't always bring in just positive stuff. So I hope this has helped. Communicate with me on how that resonated with you, fellow Virgos. I wish you an amazing rest of your November, but I'll be here mid-month. Ciao.